LinkedIn is pretty great at a lot of things, like helping you tap into the latest trends and insights in your field. We cannot stop your coworker from tapping her pencil. LinkedIn can help you find new jobs that align with your career goals. We cannot help you find the source of that weird smell in the office fridge. Ew. And while we can't stop your coworkers from bringing their hobbies into the office, LinkedIn can help you bring your career to the next level. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
Good evening and welcome to the Ospreys, Eyrie. As you'll see, it's only the two of us today, but we've got stuff to cover. We're back, proper rugby's back, and get ready as we get stuck into all the news and the upcoming game against Ulster. So, as we can all see, we have who I'm going to call the Alan Wynne-Jones of this podcast now. Always here, always gives a 10 out of 10 performance. Grant is here. How you doing, mate? You good?
Fantastic, yeah. I'm really looking forward to talking about a little bit of rugby. We might touch on the politics, but yeah, let's talk about some Ospreys rugby as well. Yeah.
And,
I mean, there's all sorts of people in the last week, and yeah, that's confidential. But yeah, I'll say what I can.
Yeah, confidential until it's leaked in the Wales online.
Just ask Steph. Yeah.
That should be your tagline from now on. And as I am hosting today because Zach has a migraine, and unfortunately Josh couldn't join us. I've heard since the Costello injury, he's been sandbagging Steve Tandy's front door trying to get that start at fly half. So keep going, mate. I hope you manage to get there. So me, the Richard Mustoe of hosting, is here in the box seat. So start with a bit of news.
Sorry, can I just cut you off? Sorry, I know we should flow, right, but I've got to go back to Josh, okay? I think he's closer in line to the throne probably than Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor is these days anyway, isn't he?
I'm not touching that. Staying away from that one.
Sorry, John.
So we've had some news, not that news. We've had news. There's been a few players released from the Wales squad for this weekend. So Harry Deeves, Gareth Tom, Owen Watkin, all released, along with Ruben Morgan-Williams. And was Hardy released as well?
No. Rhys Davis is out injured as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
On top of that.
So they'll be available for the game against Ulster, I believe. Yeah, what do you make of that, Grant?
It's great for the Ospreys in terms of it's a critical game, isn't it? A mid-table clash there, and it's a real good mark as well in terms of the relationship between the WRU coach and setup and the regions as well, because we've never had this for years, and all of a sudden, since Tandy's been in charge, then we seem to have a little bit of common sense in terms of giving players game time, which is probably for the best for Welsh rugby as well. The Wales team, not just us, but it's great news. It's a massive game, and when Gareth Thomas has played for us this season, okay, yeah, we've had some great performances from our front row, and Gareth Thomas turns up, okay, yeah, then all of a sudden we're a real dangerous unit in terms of a set piece as well. So that's great. That is.
Yeah, I agree. It's great to see the Wales team and the clubs getting working together and seemingly work together. I mean, everyone talks really highly of Steve Tandy in the way he deals with everyone, which with people employed by the WRU is in short supply. So yeah, it's good to see. I do think it's a shame that more players haven't been as involved with the national side. Particularly, I think like Gatom, for instance. I think you'd think he'd have a place at least and have played more minutes, but yeah, I don't know what you think.
Yeah, well, he's had limited game time, but when he has appeared for us, he's been like a new player again. He's really powerful. All right, he has got some major competition now, isn't he? In terms of Rhys Carey is looking great, really great in the loose, which you'd expect from his scrummaging seems solid. And you got Gareth Thomas, old buddy, and Nicky Smith as the other option. There's some competition there, but when you look at what Gareth Thomas can do for a team, then and you look at some of the set piece play he's put in this year, it's outstanding.
Yeah, it's
But
incredible.
we'll come on to the Ulster game in terms of selection of the other guys, but there's guys there who need some game time, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. And condolences to Rhys Davis as well. He seems to have no luck.
Yeah.
No luck with injury. Normally it's just before Wales call up. This time it's during.
Yeah,
So,
without getting anywhere near the match day squad again, it's poor guy.
yeah, no, yeah,
But
exactly.
fingers crossed that's short term. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. And that is pretty much the only news I'm glad to say. It's been a fairly slow news week in terms of the playing side of things. In terms of the politics in the game, I think the only thing that's come up is that there has been a general meeting called right from the Central Glamorgan clubs.
Yeah,
Um, and on that item would be a vote of no confidence potentially with Richard Collier-Keywood. Um, so I honestly, you are the correspondent here, so to speak. You understand these things significantly more than I do. I've got too many knocks to the head. So so why don't you let us know like what I think like what it would mean if there was a vote of no confidence, how likely that is, and what the kind of the signaling out there is. I think it would be great to yeah,
yeah.
talk
Well,
through it, mate.
we're pushing a campaign to keep 4 clubs and not to drop to 3. And I think whilst petitions are great in terms of getting this up in the spotlight and highlighting issues, all the petition has been about up until now is trying to encourage clubs and encourage people to talk to the clubs and support getting the EGM called. So it's a real milestone in the fact that we know there's enough support there. Officially, we need 10% of clubs to support the motion to call EGM. That's been achieved. Central Glamorgan have put out the statement as well, saying, big thanks to a lot of other clubs who might not have filled in the paperwork to be part of that submission, that registration for a call, but they're in support of it as well. So you'd like to think that the EGM has got enough support to make a difference. There's obviously clubs in the Ospreys region are really unhappy about what's going on. There must be a feeling in the Cardiff region as well in terms of the Y11 ownership that they're not happy with the way things are progressing. Maybe things might be different in Scarlet and things might be different in the Dragons areas. We shall wait and see. But there's a good chance that the motion's called, like the primary one being the vote of no confidence in Richard Collier-Keywood, chair, and also Malcolm Wall, chair of Professional Rugby Board. Hoping the tactic, but fundamentally you got to hope that the clubs stand up and make a stance in terms of doing what's right and making voting for changes for the good for Welsh rugby. Because I feel that if we don't get some successful motions with the EGM, that we're going to go into this downward spiral of 4-3 and potentially 3-2, and the endless damage that'll do to the national team long term.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I suspect that now it's a very fluid situation, isn't it? And you've got all these things coming out in terms of, initially it was, well, we're going to roll the Ospreys into Cardiff with Y11, get the ownership. And you've got like Rob Stewart doing his part to say like, hey, that's not really how things should work. And so, I mean, I think maybe I'm wrong, but I got the sense that there was a sense a few weeks ago of, well, you know, Scarlet's safe, Dragons are safe, Cardiff will still be there in some way, and the Ospreys will go. But now, given things are coming out, it would seem that actually there is no guarantee that the Scarlets will be safe. Or Dragons, apparently, I've read things coming out saying that, well, you can own 2 clubs and both can apply for playing licenses if they so wish. So
Yeah.
it's still to still be talking about this.
Yeah.
It's like, when did it come out? Like
September.
September,
Well, it was in April, wasn't it, when Cardiff went into administration?
Yeah.
We had a meeting, or joint supporters group had a meeting with the WRU on the last day of April last year when we talked about, PRA 25 is still on the table for everyone. It's just a matter of dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and everybody will be signed up. And yeah, how much has changed since yeah,
No,
first
it's
of May last year.
exactly. I think it's important more than ever now for everyone to stand up because it's still not a done deal in terms of how this is going to look and what's going to happen.
I just genuinely don't think that WRU have got robust plans in place at all. Uh, yeah, you start looking at what's going on outside of the WRU, and you see Hayley Stevens making statements. You see in Rob Regan, ex CEO of Principality, making statements. You see what's coming out in terms of court injunctions, CMAs, EGM calls. It's all building up to people want change. And the WRU, the first question of their slightly corrupt survey was, "Do you agree that there's a need for change?" And everyone goes, "Yes." And
Yeah.
I think that's coming home to roost in terms of saying, yes, we do want change, but it's not necessarily the change that you're lining up for us.
No, no, and I think that you shared a really good article in our group chat was saying talking about young players. If you look at the under 20s and the players coming through, I mean, where are they going to play? Playing opportunities are going to be a limit, and I think that's the biggest thing here is that what people aren't discussing. While we discuss like the existence of our team and all the teams and the employees and so on and our identity, the under 20s have been playing some brilliant rugby. There's been some really good players coming through. Um, you get rid of a team, you end up in a Scotland situation. Like
100%. I was talking to a lot of Scottish fans on the weekend, and they're saying, like, if you drop your teams, okay, you're going to end up doing what we do and relying on importing players all of the time.
which
You go back to what the optimal plan, and that's to reduce the number of foreigners in the game and strengthen the teams by having players playing more. They still play less, and we're not going to. The concept is to not have the support from outside of Wales in terms of propping up the squad where it needs propping up.
yeah,
So it just doesn't feel like it adds up.
there's mixed messages, isn't there? I'm looking forward to when you can lift the lid on all your secret dealings and meetings and so on. But until then, mate, you know,
Yeah, either people are still misunderstanding each other, or not everybody's telling the truth.
yeah. Well, if it looks like shit and it smells like shit, it probably is shit. Is the way I always look at it.
Okay, it's a very simple. Keep it simple. I'm asked keeping it simple.
Yeah. Anything else to add on that? Because I don't want to dwell on it for too long.
Oh no. I suppose you know we still want to keep the pressure up. We still want to keep all this, in the headlines. There's a march on Saturday before the Ulster game. We're talking to Bridgend Council about routes, etc., which might have been changing from our original plan. So keep an eye on social media in terms of a protest march, rally march, whichever way you want to look at it. But just in terms of we are still fighting. Our main priority is to try and keep 4 teams in existence. It's not just about Ospreys, it's about keeping 4 teams and making Welsh rugby grow and not just keep on shrinking and shrinking.
Yeah.
That's enough politics, is it?
Yeah, because I have an apology to make to Dewi Lake and my criticism of his line out throwing because he went 100% on the weekend. And quite frankly, if he keeps playing like that, then I think he might be one of the best hookers that Wales ever has. Um, just fantastic. I thought he was brilliant. And I think it warrants a mention on the pod.
Yeah.
So there's my apology. What do you reckon, Grant?
I won't say Dewi needed a big game, but it does. It hasn't looked as if his performances on the pitch have been suffering for whatever reason, whether it's what's going on off the pitch or something else. But I just thought he was exceptional on the weekend. It was a joy to see him bouncing people off again and making ground. Like I said, and the lineout's been spot on. The scrimmaging has been great. The lineout's been spot on, and the whether that just comes from leadership from the captain all round, but that Welsh pack performance again was night and day compared to what we've seen in the previous 2 games. Just that level of energy and physicality was well, it's like real Welsh rugby again, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I I feel like we all collectively experienced in that game what it's like to be a Dragons fan.
Yeah,
But but
yeah,
but it was nice to see and to be excited actually,
yeah,
and to see an Ospreys player at the forefront of that. And I think Dewi's got this look about him of I know that we already have the Sheriff, but if we give the Sheriff Mark II, like we had Jonathan Davis Mark II, I think we got
yeah,
it there. Like in the way just he carries himself, it's just the way he carries the ball. Like I just think he looked fantastic on the pitch and bouncing people off, as you said, getting involved, like an all action, all court game.
yeah,
Um, that was great to see, and he really led from the front. And God, I would have loved to see him on the winning end of that because I think he's been put in front of the media because Jack's been injured a lot, so he's always fronting up to these massive losses and being put up to the media and so on. I think it's just you worry it's going to take it out of a player, but he seems to just build and resolve and speaks volumes of him as a player, I think, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. When he's been asking questions about why aren't the Welsh public coming out to watch you play? It's like, ah, whoa, hang on a minute. You should be asking the captain and the blinking team on the pitch that question. So yeah, he's dealt with a lot, and it's good to see him looking like he's coming out the other side, on a bit of form as well, with the view that they didn't deserve to lose that game, did they? Oh my God, the last try with the number 8 entering, he might have just touched the ball carrier's arse on his way past him as he joined in the front, but I don't exactly call that
Uh,
joining from the rear of a
yeah.
maul.
Yeah, well, there was a few, wasn't there? There was the called the advantage over for the knock on instantly, didn't he?
Uh, what was
And
I
I'm
just
sorry.
thought what was nice with all of that though was it's like you look at the front rows like Nicky Smith, Tom Francis, and Dewi Lake. Going, God, that's our old front row.
Yeah.
Okay, you're saying Welsh rugby's in the doldrums. Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, if you had great funding, that might well have still been up front row with the Ospreys with a bit more success. You see, and Dav Jenkins behind them. Ospreys Academy went on to other things. Okay, but another product. So we still you look at that. You got Nicky, old school, Tom Francis, old school. Dewi's come through the academy. Okay, Dav came through our academy and then moved on. We're still producing players in the area, and that's great. It cheered me up at points just looking across, thinking, that's an Ospreys front row for me
Yeah.
with
And it
different.
makes sense, right? That's such an ingrained part of the identity of the club, that like gnarled pack of forwards.
Yeah,
Like it's yeah, again, there's an identity to the team in the 25 years that the Ospreys have existed. We've developed an image of having a big pack, a good, building a game around a good set piece, and that's something that the Wales team has also benefited from.
yeah,
And so watching, like I said, like all these old products, obviously they move on because economics and playing opportunities and so on. But like they're still products of the region.
yeah.
So and I think people would do well to remember that. And it's not just the Ospreys. I think that I was listening to Scrum 5 Top 5 and Jonathan Davis on there talking about like West is best, the top West is best. And they're obviously all from the wrong side of the Lucker Bridge. But
Or the party political broadcast for the Scarlets region. Yeah,
yeah, but still, like you sit there thinking, like like there is an identity to these places, and they've produced players and so on, and if people haven't listened to it, and I know this is an Ospreys pod, so but it does hammer home that sense of culture that we have in West Wales, and we want to keep. So yeah, I thought we were done with this, but
but
keep coming back up, doesn't it?
yeah, well, yeah. There's some Osprey supporters club thing, sort of stuff coming out on social media on our website soon. But this is more than a game to people, and this identity is something special, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Don't forget that WIU.
Yeah, I don't know if they were listening to the fans in any of these meetings. I'd be surprised if they listened to the podcast.
Well, if they got as far as watching us, okay, then they'll have got through a hell of a lot of work, wouldn't they?
True, true, true.
No,
Yeah,
they're not watching us.
no. So back to the positives though, like watching that front row, watching Dewi,
Yeah,
yeah, brilliant. Just like he's yeah, so good and loose. You could tell he's converted back rower.
Yeah.
But yeah. Um, so that leads us on to something that I'm looking forward to, which would be the Ospreys are playing Ulster away, I believe, in Ulster.
No, not home.
No, at home.
No, the
Right.
away
Well, there we
one's
go.
the European game coming up, isn't it?
That would be my dyslexia. I see things wrong around.
Lots of people are talking about the European Challenge game in
Yeah,
Ulster.
yeah. We got that coming up. Um, Ulster, I'm not sure. I haven't seen how many players they've had released. Did you know? Because I'd be
Um,
surprised because most of their players have been involved, haven't they?
yeah, they've released a couple, I think, but yeah, you're not going to get people like Stockdale coming back, and
Yeah.
which is good news.
Yeah. So I think actually, like looking at it, we might have a good opportunity there for a win if you consider the players that we had released. There I am nailing my colours to the mast straight away. Um,
We come back to predictions. Oh my God, we got two very positive people here. Okay.
oh yeah, last time I was on the pod, I was claiming that Wales will beat England, so maybe I'll keep like maybe I'll keep my yeah, that
Yeah.
was something. Um, I've got quite a good record against Ulster actually, particularly at home. Won the last two, I think, two in a row at home against them.
Yeah.
Um,
Or with the Dan Edwards drop goal as well.
yeah, the Dan Able drop goal exactly.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It's been a while without games. It'll be interesting to see how the attack and how the attack goes, for the
Yeah.
Ospreys, and yeah, it was. I felt like leading up to the Six Nations has been very. It was very up and down
Yeah.
in that block of games. You saw some really really good stuff. You saw some stuff that was
Oh,
you
yeah.
know that
The European stuff was disappointing, wasn't it?
yeah, and then there was the Dragons game as well, which wasn't perfect. So I do think that there's like an opportunity to start this next kind of game and see how everything goes. It's just the two of us. What do we reckon? What do we reckon for the team? Who do you reckon's gonna?
Oh, Gareth Thomas being released, okay, he should be walking into that starting lineup. I think it's for Wales's benefit, it's for Gareth Thomas's benefit, and it'll benefit the Ospreys as well. I don't want to be saying anything about the other loose end options, but Gareth Thomas is on a different class.
Yeah. So do you think that all the boys who have been released will end up back in the
Uh,
team?
Looking at who's been released, okay, Harry Deves has had a full game. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah. But
So
did he have a full game?
he started the did he start
England
the
game.
second game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think yeah we'll see a lot of them where back row is very, very competitive. We go back to the back row because it's so competitive with us anyway. You don't quite know who's going to start to, but
No.
yeah, Gareth Thomas will be playing. You would have thought Parry and
Yeah.
Hooker.
Gatom. I said Gatom in, and then
Well,
who a hooker? Like who have we got a hooker?
we got
Like
Sam
who
Parry, Lewis Lloyd, and Evan Daniel.
is Sam Perry fit?
I think
Because
so.
he wasn't, was he?
I can't remember. It was Sam now.
So I would assume that that's a Sam Perry start then, if, assuming he's fitter.
Well, a potential co-captain as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like Lewis Lloyd's been,
I love watching Lewis Lloyd running on the pitch. Having a hooker at that pace and
yeah,
that work rate is a little bit different to Dewi, isn't it?
yeah. He's a little, yeah,
Sorry, I don't mean work rate, but in terms of type of player, he's about as opposite as you can get.
yeah, yeah. I think
People
so.
from behind and tackling backs, etc.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I reckon Dewi will still be probably thinking about being one on one with LB LBB. From, can't think of anything worse than being stuck in a wide channel as a hooker, with
Well,
winger
you
bearing down on you.
don't have to worry about excuses. Do then just go, well,
No, what do you want from me?
yeah, I don't think anyway we're going to get him here.
As opposed to, I remember James Hook being chased down. I think it was in a European Cup game by a prop. I believe. He made a clean break and he got chased. It was either by a hook or a prop. I can't remember what it was, but I remember. Yeah, I don't know if you've got a
Wasn't much, but
recollection.
if you're a back and you get tackled by a forward, I don't remember it happening in my brief career at all, mate, which is a bit of a relief. But it happens to the best of us. I remember watching Alex Cuthbert when he was playing for Cardiff. It might have been his last season in Cardiff before he went to Exeter, getting caught behind him by Joe Beerman, old number 8. And the look on Cuffy's face when he looked around on his knees, slams the ball into the ground in disgust. It's like,
That's the
yeah,
only correct way to react, really, isn't
gosh,
it?
yeah. Good
So
man.
we're going front row then of
Gareth Thomas, Sam Parry, and tight head. I'd only be talking about the one tight head still as starting. I don't think Tommy both is going to last 80 minutes ever again. Love him, but
but get him in there.
yeah.
Loves a scrum.
Oh god,
Second row, so we've got Ryan Smith, James Fender, um,
Sutton, I think is available.
Sutton,
Um,
Will
right,
Great.
with Osprey Supporters Club Player of the Month for January.
Yeah,
Just proving, he's turned into a right character and he's
Sutton.
brilliant. And it just shows what non-Welsh qualified players can provide in terms of value to a team, doesn't it?
Yeah, is that sorry, I missed it. Ryan Smith, yeah?
Ryan Smith, yeah.
Ryan Smith. Yeah. Well, he's in. I think
Right.
he's on the starting sheet every single time, isn't
Oh God, yeah. Well,
he?
yeah.
And then yeah, well they tend to rotate, don't they? So I wonder, will Great Banks get a run out?
Um,
Or do you think Hugh Sutton's in there, I reckon? Or
well, Hugh Sutton's had a couple of pins in the back row as well, isn't he? So I
yeah,
would have thought James Fender and Smith would be starting.
James Fender and Smith to start. Yeah. So you reckon going strong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to admit, the player's been rested for ages. There's people with a Welsh squad. There's a handful of them left, but the guys aren't played for ages, so you might as well go all in for this, innit? And then they'll have another break for a few weeks.
Yeah. And then onto the back row. It was an interesting one actually, because obviously, do you think Deevesy comes in?
Um, there's always he makes such a difference to us, and I think he sort of performs in Bridgend as well when he's got about 30 of his mates egging him on as well. There's something special with Deevesy playing in Bridgend, I think, and it does give us a specialist 7.
Yeah.
There are so many other choices, and it's like this is definitely match day 23 conversations, and then when you look at the Ospreys back row these days.
Yeah. I'm disappointed we haven't seen more Deevesy in a Wales shirt, to be honest, because I think that he's one of these players that people will gravitate to. He's got like a personality about him. People will enjoy who he is and what he brings to a team. And
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, cult hero already down at the Ospreys. And I think that like I think there's something to be said for in a time where maybe the Welsh rugby team is struggling a bit for people to come and watch, and you can be a bit like, you after the Scotland game, maybe not, but in general, it's not like a great feeling around that to have someone like Deevesy and see what it means to him to play for the Ospreys and Wales. You know, I think just giving fans that kind of cult hero, it's almost old school in a way. Like this old school cult hero that people just really buy into because he, was still a roofer when he was training and like, you know,
yeah.
yeah, I don't
I,
know.
I, I just want to see him interviewed more often as well because you're thinking, right, how much of like his media training is going to be absorbed, or is he just going to be Deevesy? Because it's a joy to watch. He's
Yeah, yeah,
he's brilliant. He's a brilliant guy.
yeah, that's what we need, though, right? Like, we need more people who aren't going to say the party line. I just go, "Do you know what? Actually, I'm just going to say what I think." Like,
A few honey badger type interviews, don't they?
yeah, is it the island player who playing for Munster? I think he got man of the match, and he was live on television, and Peter O'Mahony standing next to him, and he drops the F bomb, and Peter O'Mahony's just got his head in his hands, just like,
Yeah,
oh, that could be Deevesy. That could be
yeah,
Deevesy. I
yeah.
think, yeah. So I think Deevesy goes in a 7. Moriarty is 6, and then Morris at 8.
Well, again, it goes back to, well, you got James Ratty as well. And
Yeah,
if you take it on a big Ulster pack, I'm assuming they're going to be big. Well, I don't know. You've got an option of Ratty at six, or Ratty is another option in the second row. You keep on forgetting about how much of a difference he makes on his work rate and his engine, because you'd look at it, you say Deasy, okay, Moriarty, 6 and 7, and then you choose in between Morgan Morse and Morgan Morris to start at 8. You go, oh, you got Ratty on top of that, and you've got Jack Morgan to come as well at some point. Okay. Oh,
Margaret
I
DeWitt as well, obviously.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I you look at that and you think, what, one starting, one on the bench.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I like Morgan Morris, okay, and Morgan Morris got a huge future, but when you look at him coming on as a sub, he seems to be super sub when he
yeah. I mean,
20 minutes.
it's such a good position to be in, to have all these options.
Uh,
Um,
would you go at 8?
yeah, like I for me, I almost feel like Morse is a is better off the bench
Yeah,
sometimes.
something.
Like I think often off the bench there can be less like pressure as well because the game's already taken shape and you're slotting in. It's a lot different to start in a game and keeping it tight and then seeing what happens. Um, yeah, I would start Morris and bring Morse on. I don't know. It just maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like when he starts games, he doesn't quite have the impact. A bit like Henry Pollock actually in that respect, which is started his first game for England, didn't he? And he
Are you
wasn't
comparing, are
bad.
you comparing Morgan Morse to Pollock?
Yeah, all right. Well, look, he's a bit
Ah,
he's a bit
sorry.
quiet. He's a bit quieter, and he probably went to a school that costs less money. But like, but but
Yeah.
purely in a rugby playing sense,
Oh, to impact. Yeah.
impact off the bench, yeah. Like I feel like he's more of an impact off the bench currently than when he starts. And I certainly am not a fan of him playing seven. I don't know what you
For,
think of
for,
that.
for me, yeah, you want to start seven who's going to cause chaos around the breakdown, don't it? Not necessarily,
Yeah.
yeah, make the chop tackle, but slowing things down. You look what Deasy can do over the ball as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's how often he can do it as well. Morgan Morse will get into those positions, but yeah, it's just, yeah, it seems like an entirely natural process for Deasy to interfere and annoy people, doesn't it? Which is just
Yeah.
great.
But then you could go Ratty at six
Yeah.
and Moriarty at eight. Like it's
If you want a big back row, you can go that way, can you?
yeah.
But
Against Ulster, I think you probably do need a bit of ballast there. And
yeah,
I would probably go for the biggest back row I could, which would be the Moriarty, Deavesy as a special seven and Ratty, I reckon.
yeah.
Um,
We shall see where Mark Jones is on that.
yes, we
What
shall
a,
see.
what a terrible problem when you're thinking might not be able to squeeze Morgan Morse or Morgan Morris into a starting lineup.
Yeah, terrible, terrible. Scrum half.
But Ruben needs game time, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He's
he
sick of
comes
all
back
the
in
tackle
as well,
backs.
doesn't he? Is Lukey Dye back fit?
I'm not sure.
Thing like no one ever knows. The communication around these things is so like cloak and dagger, innit? You never know really.
Ospreys policy, we don't want to say if people are unfit or not because the opposition might learn from it and it might affect their future prospects if they're about to move clubs.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I,
But,
I understand that
but
actually.
then Mark Jones every now and again will just release it all in a press conference. There's
Yeah.
never there's never any statements. You don't get sort of injury updates like lots of clubs do. Do
No, yeah, that's true. That's true. Makes
frustrates a lot of people. I just think, well, whatever. It's not for me to get stressed about how fit our scrum half is. That's Mark Jones's issue.
no, exactly.
Honestly, sick, innit? Yeah, it's not my problem. It's his problem.
Exactly. It would be nice to be able to tell people though.
Yeah.
if you're the inside track on it, we could release the news on the pod.
Yeah, I haven't got any insights into that.
But the question is, if Luki Dye isn't fit, who's on the bench?
Um,
It,
is the Leinster scrum half still here?
yeah, I haven't seen anything about him being released, so I'm going to assume
So I can't even remember his name, Living.
he's still
Yeah,
available. Um,
assuming Harry Williams isn't fit either yet.
assuming Harry Williams isn't fit.
Again, we can't hear the news, so
No, it would be nice to see Harry Williams in the team, to be honest, if he's fit. I think he's had such terrible luck with injuries.
yeah,
Um, he's a decent player as well. So we shall see, but definitely Ruben to start. And
yeah.
then we've only got one fly half from the back row of the fly half, which would be Walsh. Walsh will be in there, I assume, because we don't have
Well,
anybody else. So,
short conversation, yeah. Jack Walsh is dead.
yeah, Jack, are we agreed? Jack Walsh in
I
there?
think so. Yeah, I think he gets
Yeah.
the nod.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. There we go. Owen Erasmus, no?
Yeah, no.
He's at Aberhaven anyway, isn't he? Is he not down at Aberhaven still?
I did see something about him signing to go off to England. I need to
Oh,
follow up with that.
must have missed that. This is what happens when you don't have a. This is what happens when Zach doesn't turn up to the pod.
What? You mean someone who prepares? Yeah.
Hey, look, I got a text message like 20 minutes beforehand, all right? And as far as I was aware, you were otherwise engaged as well.
Uh,
So, you know.
I wasn't aimed at you. I was aimed at me as much as it was aimed at yeah.
Um, centers. Inside center, outside center. Owen Watkin get some game time at 13 back in.
Definitely at 13. I think it's definitely worth picking outside centres as outside centres. Take note, Steve Tandy and Sherratt.
Oh, see, I did agree with you, but I thought that Eddie James looked really good.
Oh, just play him at 12 when he can be better.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah, look at it.
Potentially. Um,
Oh, yeah. Owen at 13. And again, it could be a tough afternoon defensively against Ulster. So, yeah,
yeah.
as much as I love the beautiful game with Boshoff and Cockney playing together right now, yeah, we need a win. It's going to be tough. Owen Watkin on his own turf.
And based on that, Keith from Neath at 12 then.
It's sad, isn't it? When you're just going, I love watching the other two play, but Keith and yeah, Owens is it's a very robust centre partnership.
Yeah. It's a bit it's a bit like, it's a bit I feel like what you've just described is a bit like looking at like I was looking at cars. You've got Bosch off and you've got Cocker Singer and it's shiny and it's like, oh I got this like Porsche 911 of centers. Brilliant. Maybe
Uh,
take it, me. I think that. But then, you take it to Tesco and you try to fit everything in the back and it's like, oh no, like maybe it's not practical or you're trying to take it over speed bumps on Oystermouth Road and you're like, oh shit. Uh,
yeah,
so
give me the 4x4.
yeah, exactly. Give me the 4x4, the tried and tested, proper
Smart.
suspension, can get through the potholes down the Gower.
Yeah.
Uh, you know.
But you're thinking if Owen's going to get a run, which he's been released to get some game time, isn't he? If
Yeah.
Owen's getting a run at 13, then do you try? You know what you're going to get from Keith at 12. The other option being Cockney Singer at 12. Um, I'm not sure how much time he's played actually with Owen together either.
No, that's the thing. And I think that like I do think it's important to win this game. And
Yeah,
it's easy to feel like because it's like just put in the middle of the Six Nations, it's easy to like forget that actually like, you know, where you were, as I've said at the start, where you were and where you're coming from, where you are now. It's like this random game in between,
yeah,
all the stuff that's been going on in international rugby and so on. But it is important that the Ospreys win this game actually, because like it's important for the season, it's important in terms of pushing for the playoffs. Um, and the season's been really up and down, I think. Like we played some really good stuff and then we've been disappointed in other times.
yeah,
Um, and so yeah, it's such a weird game. It's like just like stuck out there,
yeah.
like
You've
down,
got
like
a block there. You've got a block there, and you got this game is what? It's a single game, and it's not a block, is it? It's just one game.
yeah, yeah. It's like so here over here in the Netherlands, we have this thing called like King's Day, which is like a day off, right? It's like a celebration of the king.
Yeah,
But you get this random day off in like April. Like it's not like it's not on a Monday, it's not on a Friday. It's just like, oh, I'm off work on Tuesday. It's like, well, what? Like, what am I gonna do with that? Like, this is how it feels with this game. It's like it's this one
yeah.
game in the middle of
Turn up, yeah.
yeah.
Get excited about it, and then switch off again when we go. Yeah, when we have
Yeah,
a
so
couple of weeks off.
so it's easy to forget that actually like this counts for points, that it's important to win. It's and so based on that, I do think you do go with the players that have played together the most and know each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure the stats off the top of my head, but the amount of time players play together and the familiarity has a direct like impact on like actual win percentages in games. Um, and I know a lot of rugby coaches are really, really, really big on that. And I think that it's important then that you do play players that are familiar with each other, particularly in games that are going to be difficult, which Ulster will be because they're doing really well this season, and games that you would like to win. So I would go with Kieran Williams and Owen Watkin. Um, and we get to see the Owen Watkin rip, which will be nice. Yeah. I've been surprised he's not played a 13 for Wales, considering the defensive issues.
I, yeah, from a Wales point of view, I think if they decided, look, right, Sheridan might want to play the beautiful open game with a second 10 in the 12 slot, but right now, I don't think that's what Wales need. I think they need an absolutely solid defensive 13 and a crash ball 12. That's what I'm saying, Eddie James at 12 and Owen Watkin outside him at an international level.
Yeah.
Short term to sort out some of the issues that they've had in defence and still get Eddie James carrying the ball.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. Like it's not, yeah, I think Eddie James has been fantastic, so I'm not. But I do think that Owen Watkin offers something particularly in defence that Wales has have been
Oh,
lacking a bit.
yes.
Um, and there we go.
Yeah.
So on to the back three. Max, Nagy, fullback.
Well, I'd say Iestyn Hopkins.
Do you reckon?
I thought he had a superb January.
He did, he did.
Okay. Uh, and again, okay, regular 15 is playing 10.
Yeah.
So you're down to a player on local boy on form or a 6'4", 6'6" Englishman, okay, who's massively rangy, great in the air, and just thinking, well, beat
Yes.
people. It's like it's nice problem to have when you're looking at your second and third choices. But
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I don't know. I think Cochins had a superb season.
yeah.
Be nice to rotate and see a little bit more Max actually starting the game, but I don't know.
They've both been really good, but yeah, I guess you. Oh.
Convince me why Max should start.
Um, he's done nothing to not.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like when he's played, he's been really, really good. He's tall.
yeah,
He's good under a high ball. And I know Jason Hopkins is good under a high ball, but he's not got the height, is he? That Naji's got.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, it is a difficult one because I think Hopkins has been really, really good. Do we?
Well, you could
I don't
say
know. Like now you said it, I'm trying to think about it, but yeah,
this way: if you look at who's going to be paired up with on the wings, okay. I know
yeah.
we've had quite a lot. Okay, Keelan is probably going to be starting.
Keelan, yeah.
Uh,
Sende? Because
yeah,
he was in and out of the team a bit, wasn't he?
yeah, yeah. He has been in the team. It's nice to see him back around the team again. But you know, Combia is probably still fit.
Yeah,
Uh,
Combia's played well when he's come on
you
as
could play
well.
either of the two 15s on in one of the wing berths as well.
I was gonna say you could Giles and Hopkins on the wing and Nagy at fullback.
Yeah, that's a nice balance, isn't
I
it?
don't see that because what you want is you want one of them on the bench, wouldn't you? You'd want to.
Oh yeah. So
So
we cover the entire back three on the bench.
yeah, so I reckon Hopkins starts on the bench. There you go. That's my argument.
Yeah, but you got the option of playing Nagy on the bench, and you can cover a 13 as well.
Yeah,
The
true.
6-2 split.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if you've got a 6-2 split, you can have a scrum off, and which back do you pick on if it's not Nagy on the bench?
yeah, true. Mm,
Hmm.
mm.
I don't know. But keep Keelan +2.
Keelan +2. Yeah.
Yeah,
For me, I reckon it's going to be. I reckon they'll go Nagy because that's kind of the tried and tested. Generally, he would play.
yeah.
And then Kasende, I think has been good. He's good on the high ball, and there you go. And then, do you think they go fight? I don't. Do you think they'll go 6-2 split? No.
Um, well, what options have we got? So, like you said, you'd have another 10, wouldn't you? You haven't got another 10.
No,
Like
exactly.
that's the safe one, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah. So
It's good, I don't know. But you can play. You got Cockner, Singer, and Boshoff, who you've got potentially Kasende or Nagy or Hopkins in it. So plus a scrum half.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But I'm expecting Ulster to be tough up front.
yeah. Well, we shall see. Sadly, I do not have a crystal ball, so who
Yeah.
knows? Um,
Thanks for letting me talk about rugby and Ospreys rugby and real rugby and not rugby politics. It's cheered me
yeah,
up a bit.
exactly. The return of real rugby.
For 1 week. 1 week
Oh,
only.
for 1 week only, random day. I'm going to apologize to anybody watching on YouTube. I've got like these eco lights and it's not working very well, and it went dark outside, so you can barely see my face. I know I will get a light of some sort sorted at some point.
I'm
Um,
sure Rap will set you up with a studio quality setup if you ask nicely.
oh, shipping it over here, eh?
Maybe not.
You'll find out. That'll be something to ask the producer.
But
Yeah, this could be a good time. Like if you're enjoying what you're watching, there's the two of us nattering away. Normally there is more of us. Subscribe, give us a subscribe on YouTube. I've got the rap channel. There's lots of different podcasts over there, cover all things rugby. So yeah, drop us a like, give us a follow. Everything, every little helps. Yeah, so on to the final bit of business, which is predictions. Oh,
Ospreys to win
yeah,
with by 2 points. Kick the finish off the game. Let's have a little bit of drama down the brewery field again.
yeah, yeah. I say so. Like, do you know what? I know I always give like the Ospreys to win, and we always give the Ospreys to
I
win.
always will.
Actually, I think maybe due out in South Africa at the start of the season, people didn't.
But
But
I still couldn't say it. What I was saying was we'll score 4 tries and end up with 2 points. But I'm not saying the word. Yeah, the word.
um, but I do think that I think the Ospreys will win this one. I think that the players that Ulster will be missing are like top quality players that they're missing.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and the difference makers, so to speak. So I think that see the Ospreys winning by a try, 5 points.
Excellent. I'll
Um,
definitely take that.
yeah, and that's it from us tonight. So thank you so much for listening. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, enjoys the rugby on the weekend, the proper rugby. And if you do see Josh camped outside Steve Tandy's house, please take him something warm, a cup of tea or something,
He's been quite sad for a while now. He's putting himself through torture and he's just banging on Dandy's door. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying, love him, and so show your support for him if you do catch him out there in his tent. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Grant. Thanks for joining.
Cheers. Ta.
Cheers.